Hey, friend. So I've been thinking about something since my last journal entry. I asked the question, what does birth really mean to you? And after I had finished recording it, I was thinking I realized that I have been born more than once. A lot more than once. And I'm not talking about that reincarnation or anything like that. I'm talking about the number of times life changed me so deeply that I couldn't go back to the person I was before it happened. You ever experienced something like that? Well, technically, you're still you. Same name, same face, same history. You see differently. Things that used to matter don't matter quite as much anymore. And things you probably overlooked before suddenly mean everything. Everything. That's the kind of birth that I'm talking about. I can look back over my life and recognize different versions of myself. There was the girl I was, there was the woman I became, and then motherhood introduced me to a whole different version of myself. And motherhood alone birthed me more times than once. Because nobody tells you you don't just give birth to the child. Sometimes your child gives birth to you. They introduce you to parts of yourself that you didn't even know existed. Can I get an amen? Ashe? I mean, your capacity to love, your fear, your strength, your patience, Lord. And sometimes your limitations. I'm just being honest. Motherhood introduced me to a woman I never met before. Myself. And then life kept going. I've also been born through things that I would have never chosen. And that is pretty much a harder conversation. I'm just saying. Because we usually associate birth with something beautiful. Something we're excited about. Something we've been waiting for. But some versions of us are born because something happened that we desperately wish hadn't happened. Loss can do that. Grief can definitely do that. A relationship ending can do that. And losing someone you love can do that. There are experiences that divide your life into before this happened and after this happened. And somewhere in between these two places, another version of you begins forming. Not necessarily better, not necessarily stronger, different. I've had moments, don't get me wrong, I've had moments. I wanted the woman I used to be back. Don't call me crazy. Is anybody looking at the past? I'm being honest. And maybe you have too. How certain you were about where your life was going. I miss her. God knows I do. I understand that feeling. I do. But I started asking myself another question. What if she ain't supposed to come back? That doesn't mean I regret her. I can love her. I can honor her. And I can thank her. Or maybe I can allow myself to meet the woman who came next. Sometimes birth means continuing different. You bring your memories with you. You bring your scars, your wisdom, your mistakes, your relationships, your grief, your laughter. You're not beginning from nothing. You are beginning from everything that you lived. And there's a difference. There have been times in my life that I thought I was going to fall apart. Looking back, some of those moments were actually transitions. I didn't have the language then. I just knew that what used to fit didn't fit anymore. And what was coming next hadn't arrived yet. And that's an uncomfortable place to live because there's nothing to hold on to. You're not who you were. You don't completely recognize who you're becoming. That's where somebody listening to this or watching this, right? Maybe your life doesn't look the way you thought it would. Maybe something has just begun. But something inside you has changed. And you know you can't keep living exactly the way you've been living. Friends. Storm. I'm outside, this is mosquitoes. I'm learning not to rush that meeting. I'm learning that every version of me doesn't need a title immediately. I don't have to know exactly who I'm becoming while I'm becoming her. Sometimes I can just be curious. Hoppo, who is this woman? For my Color Purple fans, if you don't know, go watch it. It's an 80s movie, fantastic. Whoopi Goldberg, Winfrey, Suge Avery, you already know. Who is this woman? What matters to her now? What doesn't she want to carry anymore? What has she learned? What does she need? What is life asking of her now? Those questions feel different to me than what's wrong with me. Because maybe there's nothing wrong. Maybe something is changing. So yes, I've been born more than once. And I imagine I'm fortunate enough to keep living. I'll be born many more times. There will probably be versions of me I haven't met yet. That's actually beautiful to think about it. There's still somebody inside me, inside my life, that I haven't become yet. And the same is for you. So here's what I'm leaving in my journal today. Don't spend your entire life trying to return to someone you've already been. Honor them, thank them, carry what they taught you, and then give yourself permission to meet whoever comes next. So I ask myself, which version of yourself are you still trying to return to? And what might happen if you allowed yourself to meet who you're becoming instead? You don't have to answer that right now. Just carry it a while. I thank you for sitting with me. I'm Portia Graham. This is my living journal. Until next time, keep becoming.